You don't sabotage your life by mistake. You sabotage it because good things feel dangerous. When something finally goes right, your brain panics and tries to drag you back to the chaos it understands. So let's break the first truth your mind avoids. Number 10, you fear stability more than chaos. You think you want peace, clarity, a stable life. But when stability finally shows up, your brain treats it like a threat because chaos is the environment you were trained in. When things calm down, your nervous system goes into withdrawal. It searches for tension, for conflict, for something to fix. Because chaos feels like home and stability feels like a lie waiting to collapse. So you run, or you provoke a fight, or you create a problem that didn't exist, not because you're broken, but because your brain equates peace with danger and chaos with survival. Number 9, you don't trust good things because you never learned how you weren't taught how to handle healthy love, calm environments, or steady progress. So when something finally feels good, your brain doesn't relax. It scans for danger. Why is this person being kind? What if this opportunity disappears? What if I mess it up? What if this is too good to be true? Your brain wasn't built for peace. It was built for survival. And anything that feels safe also feels suspicious because safe is unfamiliar. That's why you push good people away. That's why you ignore good opportunities. That's why you choose the harder path even when the easy one is finally right there. You're not avoiding happiness. You're avoiding the responsibility of maintaining it. Number 8, you feel more comfortable fixing problems than receiving good things. When you grow up solving emotional fires, you start to believe your value comes from repairing damage. So when life gives you something good, someone healthy, an opportunity with no catch, a moment of peace, you don't know what to do with it. There's nothing to fix, nothing to chase, nothing to earn. So your brain creates a problem just to feel useful again. You pick a fight, you overthink the plan, you doubt the intention, you sabotage the momentum, not because you want destruction, but because destruction gives you a role. Chaos makes you feel needed. Good things make you feel unprepared. And when your identity is built around fixing, you'll destroy anything you can't repair just to feel like yourself again. Number 7, you expect things to fall apart, so you deliver the final blow. First, this is the quiet truth. You don't sabotage because you're reckless. You sabotage because you're preparing for the collapse. Your brain believes, if I ruin it myself, at least I'm in control of the ending. So before someone can disappoint you, you distance yourself. Before an opportunity can reject you, you pull away. Before a good thing can fail, you sabotage it just enough to say, see, I knew it wouldn't last. You call it instincts. You call it caution. You call it protecting your heart. But really, it's preemptive heartbreak. You're breaking your own life before the world gets the chance. Number 6, you think happiness has a price. You can't pay. Good things make you uncomfortable because deep down, you don't believe you're allowed to have them. Your brain keeps whispering, you didn't earn this. You don't deserve this. There must be a catch. This will end badly. And when you believe happiness is temporary, you start acting like it already expired. You push people away before they can stay. You ruin opportunities before they can grow. You hold back effort because giving 100% feels dangerous. What if it still fails? So you shrink. You hesitate. You underplay your abilities. You act small enough to confirm the story you've always believed. I'm not meant for good things. You're not sabotaging the situation. You're sabotaging the version of yourself you're scared to become. Number 5, you mistake calm for boredom and chaos for chemistry. When you've spent years living in emotional turbulence, your brain gets addicted to intensity. So when something is healthy, steady, or predictable, it doesn't feel comforting. It feels empty. You start thinking, why isn't this exciting? Why don't I feel the spark? Why does this feel too easy? But the truth is simple. You were trained to associate love with anxiety and peace with disconnection. So you sabotage the calm just to recreate the chaos your nervous system calls normal. You didn't lose interest, your trauma did. Number 4, you would rather stay in a familiar hell than enter an unfamiliar heaven. Human beings don't fear pain, they fear change. A toxic pattern you understand feels safer than a healthy pattern you don't. That's why you return to old habits, old situations, old versions of yourself, even when they hurt you. Familiar pain is predictable. You know the rules. You know the outcomes. You know how to survive it. But a good life, a stable relationship, a promising opportunity, your brain can't map it. There's no blueprint for happiness if you've never lived inside it. So instead of stepping into something better, you cling to what you already know, even if it's slowly destroying you. Self-sabotage isn't about ruining your life. It's about protecting yourself from a future you don't know how to navigate. Number 3, you confuse effort with danger. Some people collapse the moment things require effort, not because they're lazy, but because effort feels like a setup. Your brain learned that trying leads to disappointment. Trying meant getting criticized. Trying meant failing publicly. Trying meant proving you weren't good enough. So now when something good demands commitment, your mind activates all alarms. Stop. Don't try. Don't risk being seen. You think you're avoiding failure, but you're avoiding exposure. The moment life asks you to show up, you sabotage. Because if you don't try, you can't lose. This isn't fear of the work. It's fear of your worth being tested. Number 2, you don't believe good things can happen to you. You see other people succeed and think, yeah, that makes sense. But when something good happens to you, your first instinct is suspicion. You think it's luck, a mistake, temporary, undeserved, dangerous. People who were raised on emotional unpredictability aren't scared of the bad. They're scared of the good. Good things feel like traps, like someone set you up, like the universe is joking. So you sabotage, not because you're scared of receiving, but because you're terrified of losing something you never believed you could keep. You play small so disappointment feels smaller when it arrives. But the truth? You're not cursed. You're conditioned. Number 1, you're afraid of who you might become. If nothing stops you, this is the deepest layer of sabotage. You're not scared of losing. You're scared of becoming someone powerful and having no excuse left. If the relationship works, you can't blame loneliness. If the opportunity succeeds, you can't blame circumstance. If your life improves, you can't hide behind the story that you were never given a chance. Sabotage protects the identity you've outgrown. Because stepping into a better life means admitting the old version of you wasn't the full truth. And that's terrifying. So you destroy the path ahead to keep living a life small enough to understand. You don't sabotage because you're broken. You sabotage because your brain is loyal to a version of you that learned to survive, not to thrive. But you're not living in that world anymore. And the patterns that once protected you are now the chains holding you down. The moment you realize this, self-sabotage stops being a mystery and becomes a map. Not a map of what's wrong with you, but a map of who you're finally ready to become once you stop running from the good that's trying to reach you. The life you want isn't blocked. It's waiting for you to stop getting in your own way.